Okay, guys, Bitcoin smashed $72,000 and you guys have 10 days. Tell me about it. That's right. You guys have 10 days until the halving. Get your shit together. So today's going to be one of the most important videos. And back to me. Okay, back to me. That you guys will watch because you have very little time and the clock is ticking, guys, for you to get your portfolios in order. And that's what I've been doing essentially the past couple weeks, is making sure that I am as well positioned as possible so that when the markets inevitably explode, which they are primed to do, and we will go into exactly why that's going to happen in this video. I'll show you exactly why. You better make sure that you are properly allocated and that you are allocated and that you are happy with your bets. And so today I'm going to walk you through my theory in a lot of these things, right? We're going to talk about meme coins. We're going to talk about AI, and we're going to talk about just kind of like, I'm going to walk you through some of the things that we've been talking about on the show before, my rationale behind what I'm doing, and also a couple new gems that you might be interested in, and a couple of things that I'm testing out as well. So there's a lot to unpack in the show today, guys. Make sure you got your popcorn, your pen and pencil, and most importantly, your wallets out. But remember, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research. This is just what I'm doing, and I am a degenerate, but I think that you guys are too if you're here on the channel. If you're new to the channel, what's up? My name is Chasse. Welcome. Hit that subscribe button. And if you guys have been getting tons and tons of alpha here and you're thankful for that and you like the content, do us a favor and smash that like button, guys. Without further ado, let's get into it. And can you believe that someone asked me for 5 pictures of Rupert so that they can make a meme coin out of him? And this is the original. This guy, Rupert, has been in Bitcoin longer than, I'm sure, pretty much most of you guys watching this. He was with me when we were building the Bitcoin lottery in 2013. And remember that, buddy? Yeah, he remembers. He's like, guys, I told you Bitcoin back in the day. Anyway, you can see here we're at almost $72,000, looking pretty prime. It's about to break through all-time highs. But of course, again, and there's a lot of momentum, and it just feels like this time we might just break out of that range that we've been range around for a while. But again, I've got my Bitcoin bags packed. I don't have any longs or shorts opened. I'm going to wait until I see some clear momentum. Also, you guys know that on Paid Ignition, the Launchpad, we actually have a private round coming up soon for Emoja. So make sure you guys go over there and follow Paid. This is one of the best projects that you guys are going to see in all of 2024. And the reason I'm so excited about it, one of them is like, there's a lot, right? These are like making trading primitives available to us, the normies. And one of the things that they're doing, which is really exciting for me, is like an automatic hedging protocol. So if you are going long or short on any of these exchanges with leverage, it's a way to protect yourself, kind of help you out to make sure that you don't get wrecked as hard as you do if your trade goes the wrong direction. So that's just one of many, many things that they're doing. Stay tuned for some AMAs with them as well. But as you can see, guys, essentially the net inflows are back in the positive. So yesterday's ETF inflows were net $203 million positive. And for the weekly flow of 580 million net inflows, or 8,600 BTC taken off the market, which is nuts, right? BlackRock did $308 million and Fidelity did 83 million. GBTC outflows were 199 million, despite Genesis liquidating being finished. Lots of sellers still in this range, but a couple of days of these flows should clear it up. 13 days till halving, which is less than that, actually. So basically, another thing, too, is we talked about these authorized participants that are being added to BlackRock and things like that. And you can see that there was initially 4 that we talked about, and there's 9. And so that just, like I said, we're gearing up for the second phase of the Cointucky Derby, where we're going to see a lot more sales action once these authorized participants get approved. And things like Citadel and Citigroup, UBS, Goldman Sachs can start shilling Bitcoin to their clients. Yeah, this is just, I guess what we just talked about, basically. And fundamentally, of course, Bitcoin has never been stronger. We are seeing the hash rate continue to tick up. More and more people are taking Bitcoin mining seriously. And now with what's happening with Bitcoin ecosystem development, ordinals, inscriptions, now the runes coming up as well that will start on the halving. We'll talk about runes today in this episode as well. But that is actually adding a lot of Bitcoin layer 1 transactions, which is jacking up the fees on Bitcoin layer 1. And I think, like it or not, by this time, Bitcoin layer 1 has become like a slow, expensive, but very secure, like the most secure network in the world. And I think that's what we can all only expect from it. And then we'll have for layer 2s and other settlements. I mean, the race is still on for who's going to create the peer-to-peer currency, right? And maybe it'll be one that's designed just for currency, like Caspa, or maybe it'll be just like these layer 1 coins like Solana, or layer 2s like Base or whatever that we end up using for currency in the future. Or, Bitcoin layer 2, not really like Lightning Network, but we'll see. But anyway, fundamentally super strong. We've talked about the ETFs happening around the world. And this is where we are here. So you can see here that on each of these lines is a halving. And you can see that this chart follows every single time, this exact same pattern. And we are here. So this blue area, bam, right? This is where it's exciting. This blue area, bam, it's exciting. And if you're in the same camp that I am, you think that I believe. Now, if you follow strict fundamental or technical analysis, you think that there's a law of diminishing returns, and maybe that's why this green box is actually smaller than this box, which is smaller than that box, which is smaller than that box. And that could be true if we follow the law of diminishing returns. But if you're in the camp that I am, that think that this is going to be a more wild cycle than this one for sure, maybe more closely resembling these kind of gains, maybe not this one, but maybe we are right in the prime time for really, really good times, guys. And that's why I'm saying we have 10 days until the halving. And look just what happens after all the halvings. Kind of slow and then bam. Kind of a little bit slow and then bam. But people will realize now that, and we've already shown you guys in the previous videos, just how little actually free-floating Bitcoin is out there. And that you see large banks starting to go to miners directly and bypassing exchanges, bypassing OTC desks. And as you know, we have 10 days and 21 hours until the halving. So this is becoming a very real situation for people. Very real. And at this exact same date that the halving happens, the Runes protocol will go live as well. For those of you guys who aren't familiar, Runes is created by Casey, the same guy who created Ordinals and inscriptions. It's just a new improved protocol that will allow much better user experience than BRC20s have, which I never really got into because I thought they were clunky and the UX was terrible. But hey, if Runes solves the problem, then that's really something to get excited about. And more incentive for miners to keep mining because those on-chain Bitcoin fees will be generating more revenue for miners. More miners equals more competition, equals more security, and just makes Bitcoin overall stronger. So as you guys may or may not know, Ansem has a bit of a cult following. The other night he did like a live stream and he got like 100,000 people tuning in, which is nuts. It's like more than I've ever seen for anything ever, which is crazy. But this is his playbook. Solana, as you guys know, has been like horrible lately, but apparently it's just like it's not a major flaw fundamentally from a design aspect. It's just like some sort of other thing. So hopefully it goes back up soon and gets usable again because it's literally like unusable right now. And we'll talk about that in just a second. But obviously Base has been just crushing, and we all expect kind of a Base token airdrop to happen pretty soon. For me, I'm not in Prime, and Athena's too expensive for me right now. I'll show you why, guys, too. Like, if you know me by now, you know that I like to find high conviction plays and park the majority of mine, especially if I can find a high conviction play that has a lot of upside, right? I'm not so interested in these high market cap coins that maybe do 2, 3, 4x. We already have Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana for that. So we'll get into that in just a second here. But yeah, actually, yeah. Okay, so we'll move on past this one. And as you can see, meme coins have entered the mainstream, as Anthony Pompliano talks about here on CNBC.
What you're calling out is just a societal. What you're calling out is just a societal trend, right? We've become a society of gamblers. If you think about, we have zero-day options now. We're more than 50% of options trading. We have sports betting, right? We have meme coins trading like 1980s boiler room, penny stocks. This is all happening, and so again, why is that occurring? The dollar has lost 25% of its purchasing power.
That's nuts. Let that sink in. The dollar has lost 25% of its purchasing power in the last 4 years.
Or in 4 years.
Unbelievable. It's actually crazy. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if you want me to talk about an algorithmic stable coin that actually doesn't have to be backed by any fiat or anything, and also doesn't debase, meaning that it tracks the 2019 dollar and accounts for inflation so that it never loses purchasing power. It's pretty brilliant. I just have a problem with them, the way that they're just lack marketing, which is horrible, but brilliant nonetheless.
We have $1.1 trillion of credit card debt. We have 43 million Americans that have federal student debt. The average balance is $37,000. People have lost hope. They do not have hope. How are you supposed to live in a country where it is cheaper to rent than buy a home in 50 major metros? You don't have hope. And so what do?
You think this is a lottery ticket? This is a gamble?
I think that if you go and you buy a lottery ticket, it's 300 million to 1 odds. I think there's people right now saying, you know what, a meme coin has better odds than a lottery ticket. I think there's a lot of people who say
pick your asset. If you want to pick your,
I'm saying what you're calling out is just a societal. It's just a society.
Yeah, and these a lot of good points there. As you guys may or may not know, I actually had ran a Bitcoin lottery back in the day, and even then I took out. Instead of 6 numbers to win it, I made it 5. So I think the odds were like 1 in 178 million or 1,000 or something. I don't remember what the odds were, but they're a lot better than the normal lottery. And still, in the 50-something drawings that we did, there was no one that hit the jackpot 5 out of 5. So, yeah. So the meme coin, shitcoin lottery is actually a lot better, right? Like, yeah, we've called. I mean, I've called some things that didn't go so well, but the ones that we have called, more than made up for. The ones that didn't go so well. And this is one of them, guys. Dogwifhat is the golden child of this bull run. I've been saying it for a long time, you guys. It's going to 100 billion. And right now it's sitting at 4.2. We got into it at 40 million. So we're up over 100x by now. What is it, like 105 or something like that by now? And I haven't sold. So, a lot of people say take profits on the way up. Like, your strategy is whatever your strategy you feel comfortable. And if you're playing with money that you can't afford to lose, it's a dangerous thing. And you have to play by a different set of rules than I'm playing by right now. Where I'm playing by, this is largely like I will never touch my Bitcoin, and a lot of these assets that I have are my security blanket, right? My long-term store of wealth. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I'd like to take profits of a lot of things. And in the bull run, when things get super crazy, maybe when WIF starts getting to $60 billion, we'll see how frothy the market is and where we're at. But maybe then I start to take profits into Bitcoin, because again, for me, the most significant underlying asset, store of value, the one that's most recognized around the world right now, the only king crypto is Bitcoin. And but I'll tell you what, you're not going to get these 100x's on Bitcoin, that's for sure. So I think we have a couple more of these in the bag, and I'll talk about them right now or in a minute here, because again, it's trying to come down to conviction for me. I'm not the kind of, because of my time constraints, because I'm building and now it's 6 in the morning and I'm filming this YouTube video for you and I haven't gone to sleep yet and Rupert's tired, and I don't have time to like spray and pray, right? And I don't want to spread myself across a bunch of different memes and watch the charts. And so I'm trying to figure out what to do. Like I missed this Joe Boden and I picked the Trump one instead of the MAGA coin, and I think it's doing okay. But this, surprisingly, I was just wrong on this. I thought that like, I saw the political things launch and I thought like, okay, well, Trump's going to have more attention than Biden, but obviously like this is a meme coin making fun of Joe. And that's kind of funny, but I haven't got in on this one, and I just think that like I'm probably not going to, although the chart looks really good. It looks really good. Like I'm not gonna lie, like was that 587? Like, so this thing could, I don't know. The trading volume isn't insane for $4.6 million. For me, I'm not going in Boden for now. But if you guys did, congratulations, because I mean, it's just not like, you know, it's, I don't know. He is kind of a meme. He is like the meme, isn't he? But again, you can't nail them all. And you got to be okay with missing some, because there will always be a new one tomorrow, right? And another one after that, another one after that. This is the thing that you have to learn here, is like FOMO is a real thing. It is a real thing that can get the best of you. And what you don't want to be doing is aping in something too late, or just like regretting that you didn't get into something. And if you didn't, and you think that you should have, then maybe there's a lesson there that you can learn and apply it to the next day, right? And that's all we can do. But the most important thing is like, is that there will be another opportunity tomorrow. I promise you that. It's just nonstop, right? But again, it comes back to this like high conviction that I for me, that's what I'm looking at, right? And so, so instead of spreading myself super thin, I've been trying to consolidate before the halving here. And one thing is very clear is that Base is becoming a behemoth with $4 billion in TVL, and it's doing more transactions than number 2 and number 3 combined, than Arbitrum and Ethereum, right? And really, it's just unbelievable how much Base is doing, but it makes a lot of sense. And that's the reason that Commonwealth decided to move to Base, is just that's going to be the onboarding chain of choice with their smart wallet coming out soon and all this kind of stuff. Now, like I said before, the premier number 1 meme coin on Base, which I think is good to have exposure to, is Brett. Brett is Pepe's friend from Matt Fury, who created Pepe initially. And Brett was a great play to you know, kind of the beta of Pepe. But if Base continues on the trajectory that it is, and Base becomes just one of the biggest, it already is like the biggest L2, but like, let's say it starts to compete with Solana, and we will only know that, well, actually, I think it already is, right, with TVL and everything. So if WIF is at $4.2 billion and Brett is at 690, then, and if we think that Base might be one of the largest ecosystems in the entire bull run, then why wouldn't the number 1 meme coin also go to 40 to $80 billion, right? We haven't even seen the massive influx of normies who are going to come in here and just start to come into the space, that are all just kind of coming in now as Bitcoin's coming post-halving. I mean, they're going to pile in by the boatload, right? And they're going to go and see what is the hot meme coin, right? And that's going to be Brett on Base right now. So that's kind of solidified there. They're going to see WIF on Solana. And we'll get to the other ones kind of, you know, for me on, well, then you have Degen as well, which is kind of like highlighting the degeneracy, which I think people are going to love. It's also cheap and fast, and like Base as well. And it was, you know, if Farcaster continues to grow, which is that social media platform, kind of like competitor to Twitter, but much more nerdy, like, then Degen should be good. And, you know, we called this at 0.006. So it's at the height, it was a 10x from when we called it. And now it's still sitting at like a little over 7x. And I think this thing's going to continue to run. I see like lots of posts and lots of things going on for it. Trading volume is insane, $118 million. This has all the right symbols of something that is, you know, going to do extremely well. You can see here we had this little lull over the past correction, but like volume is picking up again. Oh, you can't see that because my head's in the way. But anyway, it's just believe me, it's there. Okay, where are we? Tabs. So there's been a lot of talk about Friendtech, guys. Just so you know, I'm not interested at all in playing with Friendtech. The pre-markets over here on Avo are putting this thing at a retarded valuation of like, I don't know the total supply, but it's like, it's 4 billion or something like that. I'm guessing. Like, there's no users there, and the only reason that the attention is coming back to Friendtech right now is because the airdrop is coming. And so, yeah, I mean, like, but if you think that this platform that has almost 0 users is worth $4 billion, then go ahead and buy it. You know, for me, it's just like that. Unless they've come up with something awesome recently, I think they're relaunching some new features and stuff. Maybe it kicks ass, but like, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not touching this thing right now. You know, maybe I get some airdrop. I don't know, but anyway. So Kyle Dupes says the BRC20 ecosystem is on fire, possibly fueled by Bitcoin's halving. True, but as I said before, guys, I'm not interested in BRC20s. BRC20s are super inconvenient to use. They suck, and that's why Casey invented Runes. I think that Runes is going to be extremely popular. one of the projects that we invested in recently called Runes Terminal. It's going to kind of be like a Runes launchpad as well. And so go follow Runes Terminal. I don't have it pulled up right now, but Runes Terminal, you'll find it. And so they're going to be doing a lot of things with runes. And let me know, guys, in the comments below if you would like me to make a video that talks about the runes ecosystem and how to get exposure. I was surprised today. I checked in my Ordinals wallet, and like I had a rune stone dropped there for me. Like that was a nice surprise. It's worth like $5,000 or $6,000 right now. So I know having a rune stone is one of the ways that you'll get exposure to the runes ecosystem. There's some more other like pups and like, all right. But anyway, let me know in the comments below if you guys want me to make a video that's going to talk about like the runes ecosystem, which is going to launch on the halving. So the exact block the halving happens is the same time that the runes protocol launches as well. And so last night, guys, last night I got to bed early because it was like Sunday. And so I actually got to go to bed early. I woke up at like 5 o'clock, took a piss. And I don't know why, but I got on to X and then I just got sucked into this like Twitter spaces. And then next thing you know, I'm listening to this guy talk about this right here, runes. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so it's on Solana. And you can see that like this is my time here. What is it? It's not the right time there. But like, yeah, it was like 5 or 6 in the morning. And I just went and aped some of these. And I put it in the VVIP group on Kyle's Alpha. I just said right here. And then, I don't know if this is from my group or whatever, but like essentially it had a big correction here. And then now we can see maybe some little upward trajectory here. And my thesis here, guys, is like, this is runes on Solana. Now that sounds like very weird and ironic, right? But not so when you look at kind of what's going on here. So one, the guy who created this project here, he's like very integrate. Oh, look, 2.9 signs. Yeah, good trajectory here. Let's see, 2.9. Okay, cool. So, yeah, let's see my first. Let's see, first one was 0.001 when I shared it. So I'm up 3x from the time that I shared it in the group. So if you guys are in my VVIP group, congratulations if you aped in along with me. But some signs here, some things I look for, right? So one of them is holders. In 24 hours, you have 4,720 holders. Pretty good. In 24 hours, your volume is, where's volume? Here. It was actually more, so it's been over 24 hours, but $15.57 million in trading volume on day one. Very, very good. Obviously, there was a big initial excitement in the beginning, and then it's kind of tapered off. But like Kyle, why Bitcoin protocol runes on Solana? Well, one, the guy who created it is like very in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Let me see if I could find his. Where is he? This guy. So, yeah. So this is his. You can see he's doing a Spaces right now with 2.1 thousand people listening live. And it's funny, man. Like, all due respect to you, 8-Bit bro, if you're listening. He's like everyone on this Twitter Space is just high as fuck. And they're all like, the thing is like, let's get stoned on Solana with Runestone is kind of the joke, but they're hilarious, man. And so, but because this is his website, Ordi Library, which he's like very, very, very deep in the Bitcoin ecosystem and created like a whole entire indexing library for everything you need to learn, educate, onboard, entertain, like very, very interesting. And so there is a subset of Bitcoiners that appreciate the Bitcoin ecosystem like myself. Like I love Bitcoin. It's my everything. I love Bitcoin. It's like number one for me. But I also love everything else. I also love making money. I also love other ecosystems. I love innovation, right? And so if you look at what recently launched on Jupiter, you have this, where is it? I don't know. It's Zeus, right? So it's this one here, Zeus. Bitcoin to Solana made seamless. And this is when you have the backers on this. You have Anatoly, co-founder of Solana, and then you got Munib from Stacks, okay, Bitcoin Layer 2 hardcore, Andrew King over Mechanism, but mostly Anatoly and Munib, like two Solana and Bitcoin ecosystems working together to kind of bring this ecosystems together. And so if they've got backing from all kinds of huge investors, OKX, Mechanism, like Lemonscope, Portal Ventures, like, and Anatolia's on board. Like, this is a real project that wants to bring Bitcoin to Solana. So if that's the case, then why is it so crazy to believe that essentially a meme, right? And we know that Ordi, the Bitcoin meme, went to like $1.6 billion valuation. Why not maybe this meme? And he did say, this guy at 8bit did say that he was going to make sure that everyone was, like, all his token holders were hooked up. Maybe he plans on doing some minting on runes. I don't know. But I'm holding this out of an experiment, guys. Do your own research. Am I suggesting that you go and ape heavy into this thing? No. But did I buy quite a bit? Yes, I did. Like, again, I want to see what this is going. I bought in here at like I think a $1 million market cap or something, right? So a little bit cheaper than it is now. But my thesis on this thing is either fizzles out and goes away and goes to nothing. But this guy's pretty passionate. Like, it's the second day in a row, like 24 hours ago, he was just doing this Spaces forever. And he's got 2,000 people listening right now, interested. Like, and he's very, very passionate about this. So, so we'll see. For me, it's like, it's either going to be something like, again, like I can afford to lose what I put in here. And but it's still low enough at 3 million right now, even that if it goes to, 100 million, or if it turns out to be like the Bitcoin meme on Solana, because runes is going to be the hot shit, maybe it pulls an Ordi, maybe it goes to 1.6 billion. I don't know. Right. But that's the risk I was willing to take. And I thought the risk to reward ratio was good enough where you have little downside and asymmetric upside, meaning that it can't go down much further, but it sure can go up a lot more. And of course, yeah, it can go to zero, right? But this guy's not going to do it. He's doxed. He's not going to rug pull. Like, so that's out of the question. But what could it go lower? Yeah, of course it could go lower. Okay, so OR, I talked to you guys about OR. Now, of course, I bought up here like a ding dong at 1,564. And now it's at 571. So I've lost like 70% on that one or something like that, whatever that is. Now, I did tell you in the video, guys, I did tell you about it. And I told you that I was just going to do a small bag here just in case. But I was also going to try to start mining it, right? And as you can see, guys, I am mining it here, but I'm not having much luck here. Now it says stopped. Why? Starting. Okay, so now you can see I'm mining. So it would take me forever to even try to mine anything because, well, Solana was down and broken. And so like then I tried many times throughout the last couple of days and got this thing going. I also have the desktop miner downloaded, but it's all not working. I don't know if it's because I can't have both of them running at the same time. But anyway, my objective here is just like experiment with it because, again, OR is following very much the Bitcoin logic as far as the rules, the monetary and fiscal policy, the way the halving works, the way that the proof of work algorithm works. It's on SHA-3 versus SHA-256. That's irrelevant for you to care about. But basically, a bunch of people are trying to solve problems at the same time. I'm one of them right now, as you can see. And if I happen to be one of the winners of this puzzle, then I get to share the reward with everybody else. Or if anybody else won, then we all split this one OR every 1 minute that produced. And it costs you basically nothing to do this. And, who knows? Like, to me, like I said, like I explained in the other video, if it's so familiar as far as the way that Bitcoin works, and you know that the security is there from Solana, and you know how the emission schedule works and the halving and the scarcity and like this kind of stuff, then that's very familiar to us. So it's not a hard leap from Bitcoin to OR as far as logic. What is impressive is that it's cheap and fast on Solana, right? And so for me, that's my thesis behind here. And again, I'm not buying anymore because usually what happens is people just mine this stuff and they think it's not going to be worth much. They mine it like people mined or farmed Axie Infinity back in the day just because they could. It's cheap and they sell it to make profit, pay for their dinner, pay for whatever. Like, I don't know. But for me, I want to do it as an experiment. I'll keep these miners running because it basically costs me nothing to do so, except for maybe small electricity on my desktop or my computer anyway. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, maybe one day it's worth something and it takes off. I don't know. That's why not, right? Why not? It's a cool idea at the very least. And yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll be worth like a, something close to Bitcoin one day or something. Not like Bitcoin at its top, but like, maybe it comes like a silver to Bitcoin if it's gold, for example. Okay, guys, you guys know Tucker. Like I doubled down, essentially. So, you can see that this is where we got in here, guys, at 0.003, and it's 0.018. So it's up 6x since our entry. And why? Well, because it's fucking hilarious. Like I just think it's hilarious. Like I think that one, Tucker Carlson, that whole ordeal where he left Fox and he started Tucker on Fox, or Tucker on Twitter, or Tucker on X. And then this guy's just on point. Like this is, if you just follow him, like, he had, I don't know, when we first like 1,000 followers or something, and we discovered these videos, I brought it to you guys. And look at this. It's like a great looking chart, right? Why? Because he's funny. Why? Because it looks like a healthy chart here too. Like it's not like absurd, like, right? It looks like a healthy chart where people are rallying and people are taking profits and taking profits. And every time that someone takes profits here, right? So every time that one of these big red candles happens, guess what? It gets redistributed to a bunch of new holders that are now just bought in the market. So these guys that bought down here and sold their bags up here, one guy, let's say, now sells, and then 10 more people buy it down here, and they're no longer in profit, so they have to wait till it goes back up again. And then now, so this is all redistribution to new holders, getting spread out wider and wider. And now we see this healthy kind of momentum chugging upward. And if he keeps putting out good content like this, like, to me, it's a well-deserved meme with comedic value, which is what we're all looking for in culture. And it's like a poking fun of real world events, like satire, which is like my favorite kind. It reminds me of like South Park or something, right? So let's just okay, solar. I just open a solar eclipse. Okay, let's see.
The 2024 solar eclipse is making headlines everywhere, from Airbnbs being sold out to cities along the path declaring state of emergency to conspiracy theories and rumor it is shaping up to be a very hot topic. One of our team members is out in the field capturing footage of eclipse enthusiasts to share the experience live.
What is that?
Dun, dun, dun. The ticker is Tuger. Not the most hilarious one, but I appreciate the quickness with this. Like all kinds of. If I suggest that you guys haven't gone to the Twitter, checked it out. It is Tucker Carlson. Yeah, so I've doubled down here just because I just think that it's still like, I mean, God, it's only 18 million, and we first talked about it was like 3 million, guys. So if you got it in with me in the very beginning, which I know a lot of you did, like, hold on to this, in my opinion, right? I mean, if you got to take profits, take profits. But like, to me, this only seems like it's going to go ahead in one direction for a while. Clever, popular figure, can make fun of real world events, satire. It's great. Literally is great. And so yeah, I doubled down on my position, and I'm just gonna keep enjoying the memes and the comedy, and yeah, I think that this thing could run. It could really run. Much harder than like just these shit, like the other ones are so horrible, like, and that is pretty horrible, like Tucker Carlson, but like it's also fucking funny, right? Which is what we should be. I appreciate. So now we have to come down to what I've been talking to you guys a lot about. Now it's PepeCoin and BasedAI. The PepeCoin is going to flip the fake Pepe. Now, if you guys don't know, go watch my video where the thumbnail says like, imagine buying TAO at $10 or something. And I've been trying, like, I really have been diving in super deep. I mean, going back and like tracing community discussions and like watching things that have happened and just random people posting videos of like, them trying out the products and like just wait, like, the thing is, if you have a new project, right? A new project that doesn't have a track record, or a new team, you don't know what they're going to be like. You don't know if they're just here for a cash grab. You don't know if they're going to ship products. You don't know if, like, that's the thing. You guys are going to buy a lot of tokens this year that don't do anything, that never intended to do anything. It was a cash grab, and they're going to get the best of you. And that's unfortunate. But I've been looking and looking and looking, because you guys know I went pretty heavy the first time around. And when I look at everything and I do the math and I look at the story and I think about what's going on here, and when I look at the days when PepeCoin is just trending and trending and trending and trending, but so is other Pepe. But every time that they trend, guess who's trending higher? PepeCoin, which means the gap is closing, which means the pepening is going to happen. Now, I know that the incumbent, the fake Pepe, if you can call him that, the guy who has a higher market cap, has more holders, has more maybe mind share at the moment. But the way that PepeCoin is tied to BasedAI, which is going to be the most insane AI project in crypto by far. I mean, talk about like alpha mainnet is now. I think the second phase of the mainnet goes live very, very soon. And then they're going to do the brains auctions, which essentially people will need to burn their PepeCoin in order to get a brain. And this is like a rare commodity that you want to get because they become more expensive as every one of them mints out. And so we're about to go and see, not only is the halving happening in April, but also the brains mint is happening in April as well. And that's not it. They also have this Keck bot, which is going to be any bot for anyone powered by PepeCoin in 21 days to go. And so this sounds like some sort of bot infrastructure that's going to be able to create all kinds of bots powered by PepeCoin, where the revenue goes to burning PepeCoin. So if it wasn't enough already that people were going to be burning the shit out of PepeCoin to get these extremely rare and extremely valuable based brains, which is going to create massive supply shock and reduce the supply of PepeCoins exponentially, rapidly. They also have other utilities too. They have an entire operating system. They've got, the Keck chat, Pepe chats and Messenger, and you can go play like Zelda and Grand Theft Auto on their website and all this kind of stuff. So it is for me, it is like, what is upside here? And if the upside were to only go to where Pepe is now, okay, Pepe is like a $4 billion market cap or whatever. And PepeCoin, when I sold all my fake Pepe for PepeCoin, is at like $834 million right now. So it's still like a 5x to get to where Pepe is now. But I don't think that's where it's going to stop, right? I've told you from before I started talking about PepeCoin that I thought Pepe and WIP were going to go to 100 billion this run. I think that Pepe will go to 100 billion this run, but I do think it's going to be this Pepe. And I do think that when the narrative continues to spread and people understand that the Pepe that's popular right now is a fake Pepe, that people will begin to shift and look at what the devs have been doing, the hard work they put in, the fact that they were around since 2016 as a meme coin, and the fact that the fake Pepe just ripped it off of them. And they find out that this Pepe, the OG Pepe coin, is tied to a hyper deflationary model that ships real products tied to the most insane AI infrastructure, Web3 play that in space create. Like, so you have massive. So if all of these brains sell out, that will reduce the supply of PepeCoin by 80%. That alone should send it to Valhalla, right? Probably talking about maybe over 100 billion at that point. It's not just a meme anymore, right? It's not just a meme. It is the meme, the OG meme, the OG Pepe. Pepe is the number one meme in the world. This is why when I first made the video, if you guys have been watching me for a while, like why I was so bullish on Pepe and why I went hard into it. Like Pepe is the meme. He's the meme that everyone uses. It's the meme. He is the meme. Like, and this is the OG. right? And I'm just looking forward to redemption. The pepening will happen, guys. Mark my word on it. So I have also doubled down here. And well, maybe I'll save this for another video, but like I said, I've been doing a lot of research, right? A lot. And I think that I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys to do this like I am, but I will encourage you guys to go dive deep into both PepeCoin, go through the Twitter, go through the history, go through the posts, go to the communities, and read some of the stories, look at some of the things that like just, it's a long history of on-chain evidence of them actually shipping product. Now, this is the most insane play. Even if you think PepeCoin is ridiculous, and even if you think that maybe PepeCoin doesn't flip fake Pepe, okay, then the play is BasedAI, right? BasedAI, why? I'll tell you why. Because right now, BasedAI is sitting at $350 million market cap. Bittensor, if you just round up, it's at 12 billion. It is easy to conceive that Bittensor TAO does a 5x in this bull run. That's conservative in my opinion. This is all conservative assumptions, right? So 5x times 12 is 60. So Bittensor conservatively gets to $60 billion in this bull run. 60, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. 60 billion divided by, and in my opinion, BasedAI is a superior form of Bittensor. It offers FHE, like fully homomorphic encryption, which is like something absolutely critical that we need for AI. And like, so I love like on BasedAI's X, it says your prompts are your prompts, right? And that means that we can trust, because for AI to be the most valuable for us, we have to allow it to know everything about us. If my AI knows everything about me, my deepest secrets, what I like to do, what I like to eat, drink, and it knows how I think, and it learns me for me, like exactly like I think, then it can be the most productive for me possible. Like you can't even imagine. Do you ever sit there and just wish that you could clone yourself? We're at that stage right now where like we're this close to being able to clone ourselves with artificial intelligence and increase our output exponentially. But in order to do that, would you trust Sam Altman and Microsoft and Google with knowing all of that personal information? Hell no. Hell no. So if you want the most effective form of AI, it must be coupled with FHE, fully homomorphic encryption. Bittensor doesn't have that. Bittensor doesn't have smart contracts. It doesn't have a custom-built EVM like Base has. Base created their entire own programming language to allow blockchain to interact with these large language models that they're building as well, to have it be able to natively communicate with each other. Like I've been reading all of this, guys. Like, so what I suggest is that you go, like, if you, I do suggest that you do your own homework. And I spent hours falling asleep, having ChatGPT to help me translate this. And what I did, I went through all of this. I went here to white paper, and this is the abstract here. But if you go here and you view PDF or HTML, so you can get this white paper here, right? And so I read through all of it. And this is the big brain Pepe in the white paper. I read through all of it using ChatGPT to help me, like section by section. You can download this as a PDF, and then you can just upload it to ChatGPT and ask it to like summarize it in however you want, like a TLDR. I actually wanted to be able to summarize this into a way that like was maybe 40% as long, so it still gave me an incredible amount of detail, and made sure that I knew all the most significant parts to it. Only because I was tired. I will read this entirely verbatim, word for word, because I want to know it that intimately. But I did take the time to do that. Not only that, but I went to documentation, and I went through all of this, and I started learning. This is where you see everything. It's crazy. Like, you just discover all the plans that they have, like the NFT marketplace that they're building, the type of language that they're creating. There's so much stuff in here that we haven't even talked about. AI marketplace, meme marketplace, orchestrating transformers. And guys, I was on a call with them too, where they were talking about, they told me not to say anything. Like it will, like what I can say is some technology that built essentially will revolutionize the way that the AI is able to compute and the speeds and efficiency. They said even NVIDIA will be using this. And I verified that this is a problem. I haven't verified that what they've built fixes it, but I've asked other AI researchers that yes, this thing that they said they're going to, that solves for it is a problem. And if they could fix that, that would be way more efficient and would be a game changer. And they said that they fixed this. So I've also went and looked at guys running the test net. So it's I've seen videos of guys running the test net. They've got how-to guides on how to set up a test net. So it's like, you want to look for things like this. I'm always looking for where is the fucking flaw? Where is the gotcha? Where is the thing that, can allow me to say, aha, this is why I'm not going to do it, right? This is why it was too good to be true. I haven't found that yet, right? And I've got open line of communication with you just go into the community and ask anyone who's known them for a long time, who've been with them for a long time, and just will tell you that like these guys are going to ship. And to me, this is the easiest play. So like I said before, did I finish that calculation? Yes. No, 60 billion, right? Which is what Bittensor potentially conservatively peaks out at the bull market. It could be even, if AI narrative takes off, this could be even 100 billion, but this is all conservative. Divided by 350 million, which is the market cap of BasedAI right now, and you have 171x. Like, do you really need more than that in this bull run? And how else are you going to do it, right? Our whiff play might do it. Hell, even Tucker might do that. But the fact is that if you're only, and if you play 100 memes, one or two of them might do that. But those one or two, it's because you spread yourself so thin that even if you do have a meme that goes 100, 200x, but you didn't put much money into it, is that enough to change your life? Is that enough to set you up for the rest of your life? And this is something that you have to ask yourself about the methodology in which you're pursuing this market. Like, and for me, again, like, so I will tell you this. Between Based and PepeCoin, those two are as large as my holdings, as large as my Bitcoin holding, which is unbelievable. And then if you add my whiff on top of that, that is exceeding those. So if you add whiff with PepeCoin and Based, it is like 50% larger than my Bitcoin holdings, which is nuts. This is how I've reallocated right within the last week to position myself, because I think this is skyrocket. Talk about timing. Like, the mainnet of this thing goes live in May. Like, hello, the Brains mint happens like toward the end of April or something. I don't know. They haven't announced it yet, but it should be in April. So yeah, the halving's coming up. That's interesting. Runes is happening, but this is also very much happening. Plus the Kekbot launches and we've seen how much revenue bots can drive too. Yeah, I went through all of this, guys. Like, and if you're going, like, this is how I do it. This is how I do it. I literally, I just take my time and I just like sit there and dig in. If you really want to be, if you want to have confidence and conviction in here, like in the space, you do that by studying and reaching out, getting confirmation. And that's what I've been doing, right? And so I felt comfortable, like, and I ended up selling a lot of my bags of stuff to be able to heavily allocate into more PepeCoin and BasedAI, like heavily allocated. This is from before, from this Runes Solana play. If you guys do buy PepeCoin, you come here to pepecoin.io and you go here to Base Farm and you stake your PepeCoin. You earn BasedAI tokens, and like, I'm making an insane amount of money daily on my BasedAI tokens, like the emissions. It's yeah, you guys saw what I had before, and I'll tell you, it's a lot more than that. And if you guys have been with me for a very long time, like one of my OG followers, then you guys know I used to have a second channel, Kyle's Alpha. And on that time, I told you guys when Pudgy Penguins was taken over, that I was going to buy at that point. And I have my Pudgy Penguins still. And this is something that I just discovered here, Omni Network. If you have Pudgy Penguins, then congratulations, you're going to be qualified for an airdrop from these guys. Stay tuned on how that works and be careful for the scammers because the scammers are here. Make sure that you get a tweet by this gold checkmark. Dude, I'll tell you, I'm tired. I saw this recently. I almost fell for it. Luckily, I know to look at my wallet, and it was asking me to authorize sending these assets out of my wallet. It's like, fuck, good thing. Like, I just have, and I'm extremely like aware of this kind of stuff. So be very, very careful, guys. Always, whenever you're being asked to connect to a wallet, because it will look like. Let me see if I can find it. So if I open here, yeah, here you go. So this, for example, this is a scam. Reminder: official dates of Omni airdrop will be announced in tomorrow night's AMA. In the meantime, all users are invited to check their token allocation below. Here, allocation-Omni. And so, like, I was just tired or whatever, but I clicked this. I went to some site that looks like the Omni site. It says, check your eligibility, whatever. I clicked thing, open up my wallet, and then it said, ask for approval. And when I asked for approval, I look at what is it asking me to approve? And I saw it say, like, and it was actually my based wallet that was connected. It was like, do you want to send all your BasedAI to that? I was like, fuck, no, I don't want to do that. So be careful, guys. Be very, very careful. And by the way, if you're not using a VPN, guys, you have to do that. And you have to. If it's $3 a month, you get threat protection. I use it all the time. It's all the time for everything. You're dealing with crypto. You're dealing with a very, very sensitive assets. And people, every chance they can exploit you, guys. So in the description below, I have an affiliate link. You'll get like retarded discount. I forget what it is, like 68% off or something on NordVPN. If you don't have it, like, you are asking for trouble. It is so cheap. It's like $2.66 a month. You get, if you buy a year or two up front, I forget, the details will be there. You get like an extra 2 or 3 months after that. Just get the year or two, just get it done and run it all the time. It's also good for geolocation blocking or whatever you need. But guys, don't go browsing weird websites and cryptocurrency stuff. Like, have full exposure to your IP address and who you are. Like, you're just asking for trouble. Make sure that you use that link in the description below, guys. Protect yourself. It is worth it. I mean, we're talking about like less than a cup of coffee a day to protect yourself. A month, actually. It's that damn cheap. It is that cheap. Guys, what are you waiting for? Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Last thing too is, okay, since we're talking about meme coins and ecosystems, Mantle has been absolutely, this is an old tweet. Look at this. 531,000. So Mantle, if you don't know, is the layer 2 from the guys from Bybit, and they got tons of money, right? And BitDAO. And I think that Mantle is going to see a run sooner or later. And if that's the case, you got this Mantle staked ETH. They call it meth. It's like Lido, right? Staked ETH on Mantle. And so if you want exposure to that in a leverage play, then you go for this. This is Puff the Dragon, the meme coin that is a direct correlation to Mantle. And so it's Puff meth. Oh, yeah. And the memes are funny. It's like, oh, it's a little bit kind of fucked up actually, but like where is it? Like this one. If the bear market never comes back, we're going to be like, you see this dragon with his eyes all, looks like they had a few too many of those meth crystals. Anyway, guys, this will be the premier meme on Mantle if Mantle takes off. The chart's been looking pretty good, guys. I mean, look at this. Here you have this. It's like up, and then volume is picking up a lot here, right? And it's only $131 million market cap right now. Has a lot of room to grow. Remember, like, if this ends up being the #1 meme coin on Mantle, okay, it's the same narrative as everything else. You want to have exposure to that. So I have exposure to this. I'm an investor in this, and yeah, and that's gonna, guys, and that's gonna wrap it up today. It's a long one. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.